Hello everyone, happy today. I hope you're all doing really well. This is definitely a spontaneous video because I don't often post on weekends, and especially not between my main collective readings. So, yeah, I'm coming on today because there's been a bit of a strange energy in the air, and I've spoken with a few others who have been experiencing some of this as well. So I felt really guided to come on because I want to do a little bit of a dive into the energy and see what messages might want to come through for those of you who most likely have found this video, because you yourself are picking up on this and looking for some kind of guidance or confirmation. Now, of course, the guidance you are receiving is always really coming from within yourself. So these videos I create are only meant to confirm your intuition. You are the one who has the intuitive voice within yourself, guiding you perfectly like a compass, always pointing you towards your true north. So it's my only goal through this content to help you more consciously reconnect with that voice within yourself. And of course, also what I really love about this virtual platform that we're co-creating through YouTube is that we can share experiences and exchange energy in the comments section, which I feel is so powerful for helping us all to feel a little bit more seen, comforted, and supported along this journey through life that can sometimes feel a little bit lonely or confusing. So with that being said, thank you to all of you who are here. I am so grateful that you are tuning into these videos, and especially to those of you who are subscribed here. Of course, if you aren't already subscribed and you're already feeling a resonance with the energy of the channel, then I do invite you to subscribe and join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. Now, I will say right away that the energy I was picking up was very heavy. It was a very tired and lethargic kind of energy, so I kind of just want to use that as a starting point for those of you who might also be feeling a little tired, a little lethargic if I can say that word today. So, interestingly enough, when I went to pull the Energy Oracle cards deck, I went to grab the entire deck, but there was one card left that I left on the table by accident. Of course, I don't really believe in accidents or coincidences, and this is the Victory card. And this card most often represents breakthroughs. Now, something I will say is that all day I've almost had this sensation like when you've been running and you stop to catch your breath, almost like I'm moving out a little bit ahead of myself and then almost forcing myself to slow down. And I'm getting that that's kind of a collective energy, where it's sort of like we are catching our breath metaphorically. This is a time of pause, a time of rest, and I'm hearing not to feel guilt about it. So, if you've been feeling like you really need some time to rest, to rejuvenate, and you've had those thoughts coming up around feeling guilty about taking that time to rest and replenish yourself, I'm hearing that part of the exercise of being guided to this rest is actually learning how to release the guilt that you might be feeling around resting. And a lot of this guilt actually can be generationally programmed as well. I keep seeing flashes, and all day I've been seeing these flashes of feminine ancestors that I feel are representing your maternal line, specifically if you are a divine feminine. I'm picking up that you are healing some very, very deep ancestral generational curses. But the way that you're healing these generational curses is actually happening really subconsciously, meaning that you may feel yourself releasing the pain, releasing the guilt, releasing this kind of heavy energy through the re-experience of those types of emotions without really realizing the source, which is the fact that you are subconsciously breaking these generational curses. Now, these could be a myriad of different things, just depending on what's been passed through your maternal line specifically. But I will say that one coming through has to do with the relationship that you have to your own self-image and your physical body. Now, this is going to be very specific, So only take this if it does resonate for you personally. I will be channeling through multiple different generational curse kind of dynamics that you could potentially be releasing, just depending on which segment of this collective you fall under. But one of these is specifically around I'm hearing someone had feminine ancestors that disconnected themselves spiritually from their body for the purpose of surviving or getting along in really challenging environments, emotionally or physically. So it's almost like they had to disconnect from I had to pause because the energy coming through is so heavy for this specific collective, but it's almost like they had to detach spiritually, fragment themselves in a sense from their physical body because, as a feminine energy, especially, I mean, even for the masculine, because of course we all have a balance internally of masculine and feminine energy, but especially for those of you who resonate as divine feminines. You have a very strong sense of intuition that is felt and interpreted through your physical body and through symbols and signals. I meant to say signals, but maybe symbols somehow are relevant to someone. Maybe someone has tattoo symbols on their skin or something along those lines. But anyway, I'm also hearing someone may have a piece of jewelry from a feminine ancestor. But anyway, bear with the pauses. I feel these like blocks of energy coming through that are just so intense and very unexpected, so sometimes it takes a moment to kind of translate the information. But I'm picking up that when this disconnection would happen for some of your feminine ancestors, again, just for the group I'm speaking to here, what happens is they would almost go numb. Now, I'm picking up that this may have led to what others diagnosed as psychological issues of some kind. But actually what had occurred in these feminine ancestors is they had disconnected parts of their soul or their spirit from their physical body to numb themselves to their body's intuition that was speaking to them, kind of calling out to them, because given the environment or the circumstances, they didn't have the resources or the ability to listen to and follow that intuition, and so they would disconnect in part from their physical body to be able to just survive in the world. And if this segment of the collective is you, then you found that in your life you've been absolutely unable to go against your intuition for very long, because it's almost like when you start down a path that you know isn't right for you, that you know isn't aligned for you. You may get stomach achy, you might get headaches, you might physically have symptoms from your body, your intuition speaking to you. Now, of course, I'm not a medical professional, so always seek out any potential medical causes with a doctor, but of course the body has a form of its own intuition. And I'm picking up that you would sense this in different ways when you've gone down a path that doesn't feel aligned for you. Or maybe your intuition would speak to you in other ways, but you found that you had this absolute refusal to disconnect from your intuition, to the point that, from an external perspective, it may have caused chaos in your life because you were never able to just kind of go along to get along or to fall in line when it felt out of alignment for you. And so, this most likely led to a lot of conflict in interpersonal relationships. This may have led to, I'm seeing someone just like suddenly dropping out of school or quitting their job or just like these sudden life changes because certain pathways and environments just didn't feel right for you. And you didn't have the ability to continue down a path once your intuition started telling you that something about that path was not aligned for you. You've also most likely found that your body needs more physical rest and care than really logically makes sense to you. So, you might have to physically cleanse your energy after being out in groups of people socially, or being in crowds. It's like you just tend to absorb a lot of energy physically, and you'll feel it physically in your body, and then have to have ways to clear your energy. And that's always been so essential to your functioning in a way that at times, especially when you were less conscious, may have been really frustrating to you because it's caused you to almost have to build routines around taking care of your physicality, your physical body. Maybe these are routines around your eating, your exercise, the way that you rest your body, the amount of sleep that you need, needing to take naps during the day. Whatever this is for you, it's caused you to need to kind of move to the drum of your own rhythm, the rhythm of your own drum. I had that kind of backwards there, but you've had to follow your own rhythm intuitively when it comes to your physicality. And you're also most likely extremely selective about who you allow to touch you or to be in your aura in your physical sphere. Again, because of this generational curse, you are breaking around staying fully and completely connected to your physical body. Meaning you are someone who lives with their whole soul pouring through them. You are not someone who is willing to numb yourself or fragment yourself or dilute yourself in any way, and that is healing your maternal line. Even as at times it might feel as though it's creating certain levels of chaos or creating things in your life, routines in your life, that might look illogical to other people. Wow, okay. That was a lot of information coming through there. But I want to see what other generational curses might be being broken here. By the way, if this message is for you, you may have had feminine ancestors actually communicating with you through dreams or coming through in visions or that kind of thing. And I also want to share with you, if these messages are connecting, I would really recommend some kind of energy clearing tool to use on a daily basis, especially if you are someone who's been fitting the description that we've been describing. Because if so, then you are someone who tends to store a lot of energy in your physical body. So for this energy clearing purpose, I have created subliminal meditations, and this is just one tool that you can use to clear your energy or to align your energy with different things, energies, emotions, outcomes, etc., that you desire to manifest in your life. And for those of you who are new to subliminals are essentially audio meditation tracks embedded with unconscious spoken affirmations that are so powerful because, unlike traditional affirmations, these are designed to bypass the conscious filter of your mind and make deeper, more lasting impressions on the subconscious mind. And it's actually the subconscious that controls 95% of our thoughts, actions, and outcomes in life. So when we reprogram the subconscious mind using subliminals, we can actually manifest very quickly. So specifically for this reading, I would most highly recommend my subliminals called the 7 Chakra Energy Clearing. This is just an incredibly deep and comprehensive energy clearing tool to really help you to feel a greater sense of clarity, openness, and happiness in your life generally, and also to help you manifest more positive outcomes in all areas of life. But I would also recommend adding to your playlist the Awakened Divine Feminine because I have a feeling most of you listening here are resonating more so as the Divine Feminine. And this subliminal is specifically designed to help you activate your own inner goddess energy. So, this will help you manifest more of your goals and dreams with ease and grace, really manifesting from that powerful but effortless flow state that we often associate with the Divine Feminine. When you sign up for a 7-day free trial account in the app, you can access any subliminal I've created in 10 different background sound options. You can create your own custom private playlists, and you can even read the affirmations while you are listening. So, the link to download the app is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. So, as I was shuffling, I pulled the Appreciation Reversed card. So, the second generational curse that I feel you are breaking, especially as a Divine Feminine, is around past lives, possibly your personal past lives, or for some of you, this may even be within this lifetime. You've experienced this dynamic previously in this lifetime, but it's so distant and foreign to you energetically that, even though it technically happened in this lifetime, it almost feels like a past life. And this is because you've grown so much in your confidence, in your strength, in your resilience, that you at this point have extremely strong energetic boundaries and high energetic standards. But I do feel that there was a past life, either, again, a previous time in this lifetime or literal past lives, where you were in situations of being deeply unappreciated by the people around you, or maybe by a dominant person in your life. This could have been a dominant family member, a dominant romantic relationship, and I just see someone I'm hearing blocking out all the light. It's like someone trying to block out all of your light, and you believing almost that you had no light because someone was trying to block all of it out. And again, whether this was a past life literally, or just a past time in this life, this left you feeling really vulnerable and very weak, with Angel of Strength in the reverse position. But even though this was a time that left you feeling deeply alone and vulnerable, this was a time of building the foundation for who you now are and who you are destined to become. You are now stepping into that destiny life, that destiny timeline, we could say. And for many of you listening, you've actually been aligned with that destiny timeline for some time through this level of pain and vulnerability, feeling completely broken down and alone. Something was activated within you. And this is a kind of trial you went through that most souls would not choose to undergo in this lifetime. I'd almost say 99% or more of souls would not opt to go through this kind of trial that you went through because, quite simply, they knew they wouldn't survive it. But those who survive the trials you go through, or that you went through, allow those trials to become an activation into profound levels of power and clarity. I'm hearing you love so deeply because you've been hurt so deeply, and that's the side of you that most people seem to misunderstand or not see. They see the light side of you, they see the love, but they don't understand your raw and ragged beginnings. They don't comprehend the level of pain and the trials that you had to undergo to build the foundation for this person that you are today. Now, these trials have done something else as well. They've released some kind of heavy attachment and removed a mask. Now, for some of you, that may have been an attachment to that toxic person that didn't appreciate you or couldn't appreciate you. I'm hearing unmask the narcissist that won't be for everyone, but for some of you, you may have been dealing with a narcissistic individual, and you may have unmasked them through that trial. But this also could have been an unmasking or an unveiling of your true self. I saw a bluebird for someone. I'm going to be reshuffling here. What is this unmasking? I did get the Temple Path card, so it's almost like the unmasking allows you to align fully with your soul's highest path. So maybe this was the unmasking of your true self, and I feel, if that's the case, there was a massive ego death involved in this, where you had to shed your skin like a chameleon. You've had to grieve some aspect of yourself or some past version of you that was never really you, but that you may have believed to be you. I know that sounds really complex, but I'm also getting that if this message is for you, you understand exactly what I'm talking about. This was necessary in order to fully shift into this new beginning, but somehow I feel as though this shedding of the skin is still taking place. I'm hearing letting go of who you thought you were in order to allow yourself to be who you've always been destined to become. So wow, very, very deep energy. What else can I channel here? Yeah, once again, we have Magician and the Mirror, representing that activation and the balancing of your internal divine feminine and divine masculine energies. How does this come into play here? How is someone balancing themselves? We have the card community. When you release the mask, when you unveil your true self, it's like you begin to attract in a new community. But you had to shed the old skin. You had to release this old version of yourself that connected to possibly I'm seeing someone cutting themselves out of a web, and it's like that web had so many strands attached to so many things and people, outcomes, expectations, and ideas. And it's like you had to cut yourself out of that web and unveil your true self, shed your skin, and allow yourself to align with the people who were truly connected with who you are at the core. Now, I'm getting that for a while, in fact. Most likely for the majority of this lifetime so far, your people, your soul tribe, the people that are most aligned with you at a soul level, haven't been able to hear your frequency. This was actually by design. So if you felt incredibly lonely in this lifetime, know that there's a reason for this. If you felt as though you're behind the curve when it comes to attracting in soul friends or your tribe, or your people, so to speak, or maybe you float from one group to the next but you never feel like you really have those people that 100% support you and understand you and have your back, this may actually be because you were placed in that web by design. Meaning you, as a soul, chose to incarnate into a dark web of circumstances and ideologies and belief systems, and maybe things related to your family, your culture, your identity, that were meant to be like this web that you, the real you, was trapped within. And the purpose of this is that in cutting yourself out of this web, you've been able to show a path to others. And if you had not been connected to those others in that web in this lifetime, neither could you have shown them the path out. You've been literally this leader, like showing others the way out of a dungeon or something into the light. But you could only do this by being placed within that web that was very confusing for you, to the point where I feel some aspect of yourself may have built this whole identity around that web. That may have been the skin that you had to shed, that version of you that you created based on everything you were told that you were, or that you were told you were supposed to be. And with the garden and the gate reversed, I'm getting that this next phase of your life is going to be about, yes, your soul tribe finally being able to hear you because now you've been unveiled. You've freed yourself from the web. This is your time to shine. This is your time to be heard, to finally attract and connect with the people who are truly aligned with you on a deeper level. And this is going to be an era of your life that allows you to be more open and vulnerable in a way that you haven't been able to be in the past, because you weren't connecting with your people. So for someone listening, you might be hard on yourself because you find it difficult to open up to many of the people you've known or you've met in this life. But that's actually because your intuition was always telling you, don't open up to this person. Stay a little bit guarded. Protect yourself. Set boundaries because these aren't necessarily your people or your true soul tribe. And so in this era of your life, you are going to be attracting in more of those individuals that really are aligned with you at a soul level, that you feel safe to be vulnerable with, that you feel as though you can let down your walls around. I'm also getting, with action in the upright position, that upon this foundation that has now been laid that, again, was laid through you going through that very intense activation, you are going to notice that things actually begin to pick up speed, to move much more quickly. Once again, we have the victory card in the upright position, representing some kind of powerful breakthrough here. So, wow, I never really do that. Well, I usually call these mini prayer sessions that because they fall between my main group prayers. Those are my main prayer times and days for those who are new. But this isn't really a mini prayer because it's been almost 30 minutes, and there's a lot of information being conveyed. So thank you to everyone who put all of these messages together tonight. Here we have the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. It's interesting these are both 7 cards, so that number might be significant to someone. But also, in the number 7, I see a cycle coming to a close. Now, for some of you, this may literally be a 7-year cycle, a 7-month cycle. I'm also thinking of how, in the Bible, when God created the earth on the 7th day, He rested. And this might be that 7th day for you metaphorically of rest, a period of rest because it's been done. You've created that destiny life that you're now about to step into, and the rest is going to naturally and automatically unfold. Yes, something's going to be coming into fruition here with the 7 of Pentacles. Is there anything else I can channel for the beautiful souls tuned in here? We have the Knight of Swords. Is about a big change or opportunity really jumping into something. This also could represent a person who moves really quickly towards you, who wants to be very assertive towards you, who is very decisive about you. They might come off as a little bit impulsive, but this is just because they're a very direct person in this instance. So, if you're a divine feminine, this might be a masculine who's recently entered your life in this way, or who will be entering your life in this way. But also, with the Ace of Pentacles reversed, this can represent lost opportunities or missed opportunities. Interesting, how do these two cards connect? Because they almost seem like completely opposite energies. Okay, Ace of Swords. So, with this sword energy, it's almost like a break, a disconnect, a divide, almost like the 3D versus 5D divide, a divide between these missed opportunities, lack of opportunities, a lack of mentality, and these big changes, really seizing the moment. And maybe at times you feel yourself vacillating between these two energies. This is so interesting. What's going on here? Okay, the 5 of Cups. So you might be at times thinking about the skin that you've shed, the past that you've let go, opportunities maybe that didn't work out, or things that you feel you may have lost. But I'm hearing you haven't lost anything. You've become everything you were meant to be. Anything you perceive to have lost was attached to the skin that you shed in order to emerge as this new being, in order to unveil yourself. And I'm just seeing this pivot of like shifting your focus from what you feel that you may be leaving behind, or what you feel you may have lost, to the opportunities and changes that either already are or soon will be coming in very, very quickly. So great. This is like a very, very powerful reading. I hope it resonates with someone who's listening. Like I said, this is a lot longer than I usually deliver in these videos, but I love following the flow of the energy. So thank you for being here and co-creating with me. If you resonate with my channel, I encourage you to subscribe. I wish you all the best for the rest of your day, or whatever day or time you're in the world. And I look forward to talking to you again in the next video.